Hey everybody, this is Keith Gleason, host of Indie Comics Relay, creator of the Mighty Mascots, and promote Plastic City Comic Con. And I'm here with another comic review. Before I get into that, just a quick reminder that Mighty Mascots number 10 still in demand on Indiegogo. Put in your order now. I am inserting 5 sketch cards that were drawn by artist DC Miller into random packages. And we should be getting the comics very soon, which is awesome. So check that out. And the toys are here. Those are ready to go. So I will hopefully be starting to fulfill this campaign in the next couple of weeks. Let's hope, so we'll see. Also, check out PlasticCityComicCon.com. We're adding guests, and the show's coming along great. I can't wait for August. It's going to be an awesome show this year. So check that out as well. Go to PlasticCityComicCon.com. Check out all the guests that we have coming. All right. This week I am reviewing Captain Planet #1. This is from Dynamite Comics. The writer on this is David Pepos. The artist is Emmanuel Casellos, I think is how you say it. Colorist is George Sutil. Letterer is Jeff Eckelberry. And the editor is Joy Rybant, with main cover artist being Mark Spears. All right. So this, before I get into the review, I always like to read the premise off of the website, just so that we can get an idea, because I don't like to spoil a lot if I can help it. Earth's ultimate protector returns. 5 special young people have been empowered by Gaia, the embodiment of the Earth spirit, with an aspect of our world's elemental forces: earth, fire, wind, water, and heart. When the 5 powers combine, they summon the world's greatest champion, Captain Planet. But before these would-be eco-warriors can combine their newfound abilities in pursuit of environmental justice, they will have to learn to trust each other. And with each member drawn from different and sometimes mutually antagonistic corners of the globe, that's easier said than done. Unfortunately, time is not on their side. When Gaia is kidnapped, the inexperienced Planeteers are forced to come together, whether they're ready or not, to face the well-financed might of Lucian plunder. Even with the 5-fold power of Captain Planet on their side, will it be enough to stop the ruthless ingenuity of Earth's exploiters? Find out in all new Captain Planet #1. Yeah, so that's the premise in a nutshell there. I gotta admit, I've never watched Captain Planet. It was one of those cartoons. It was coming out right when I was getting too old to watch, in high school and stuff. I think it was like early 90s or something like that. So I never really watched it much. And I don't know why. It always looked kind of fun, like I always remember seeing the intro and, the power is yours and all that stuff, but I just never got into it. I did like the first issue. I think it's a victim of all. When I say this a lot, when I review first issues, it's hard to do the first issue and give you a satisfying story because you're trying to set up everything. So by the end of it, it's like every first issue, you're wanting more. They just give you they just put all the chess pieces in a place, and now when it ends, it's just starting. You're introduced to Gaia, the earth elemental, but they don't really tell you what she is. Like, she's kind of being chased by Lucian's plunders people, and you don't know. I don't think you don't really know that she's who she is, I guess, unless you watch the cartoon. And she is able to summon Captain Planet. So you get a few minutes of Captain Planet in the beginning, which is kind of cool. And I got to admit, I'm so happy they got rid of the mullet. That's the one thing in the night, when you watch the 90s cartoons, you're like, oh my God, there's the mullet. They give him like a short haircut, which is much better, more modern, thank God. The rings that I guess give, have the power of the elements get scattered, to all the characters that you remember in the cartoon. Now, like I said, I never watched the cartoon, so all these characters were kind of new to me, but I did go once I read the book, I went back and looked at, some of the commercials for the cartoon and the intro again and things like that. And it looks like David is kind of keeping it very close to the characters that were originally in the series, but kind of updated on them just a little bit. Like they seem to be all the same names and from the same different countries and things like that. And, they each have their ring that, once they combine, they can bring Captain Planet together. So that's kind of all set up in the first issue. And like I said, it's just not enough. It feels like you're only getting the first act of a 3-act movie or something like that. So I don't really know where this is going. It'd probably be better if I reviewed the entire first trade paperback or something where you could see the entire storyline. But I will say, if you like Captain Planet, if you grew up with this, I think you'll like this. It feels like it's very faithful to the original cartoon. And I think I read somewhere, I think it was an interview with David Pepos in one of the Dynamite letter calls or something. He had said this is a property that he's been dying to get his hands on. So when you hear a writer talk about that, that means, they have a lot of passion for this. And I could see it coming through the page. So I know, and he's also a fan of all this, retro stuff that's coming back. He's been writing Space Ghost, which has been a lot of fun. And I think he's supposed to write Speed Racer soon. Like I saw a free comic book day of that come out. And I never was a big Speed Racer fan, so I don't know how I'll feel about that one, but I'll check it out. But yeah, he's doing a lot of these retro properties. So I think he was a 90s kid, probably an 80s kid, and he grew up with all this stuff as well. So, but like I said, I've never was into Captain Planet when I was a kid. I did love the Rick and Morty episode that kind of made fun of Captain Planet. That was pretty fun. Oh, and the artwork is pretty solid for this. Eman Casalos has done a good job bringing Captain Planet like into the modern age. He can draw action really well, and his storytelling seems to be on pace or on target, I should say. And yeah, I was able to follow everything. Nothing was confusing, so that's always a sign of a solid artist. The villains look menacing and like the action was really good. So I liked his artwork a lot. I think he's a good fit for this book, and it's not too cartoony, which sometimes these retro books can be. Where they're trying to emulate, the material they're based on. This one's more like in the vein of a superhero comic. The lettering is good. The colors are solid. You get like the the bright colors because each ring has the different environmental powers and things like that. So, but overall, it's really solid. I would only recommend it if you're a fan of Captain Planet. If you're looking to get into Captain Planet, yeah, maybe you would like it. I mean, it does reestablish the origin right from the beginning. So even if you never watched it, you could probably get into it. The one thing I just hope it doesn't get too preachy. Cartoons and stories like this can easily go very pretentious. So I hope they don't do that. Price on it is $4.99, which is a standard Dynamite price now. The page count seems to be about 24 pages of comic and about 6 pages or so of ads and things like that. It's in full color, looks good. That's pretty much it, everybody. Thank you for checking out this review. Like, subscribe, share the channel. Join us every other Monday for our live streams. We got our writer's workshop coming up on May 19th. Join us for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have about 4 or 5 people on the show with us. We're going to be asking questions in the workshop. And then also we're going to be doing a live writing game. Johnny's going to give everybody a prompt, and they're going to have to do a little bit of writing while we're on the show. So it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to it. So check it out. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you have a great week, and most importantly, read some comics. All right, everybody, have a good one. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
vigilante, hardcore. I work too hard, becoming hip hop Dexter, raps Hannibal Lecter.